yeah, Jack broke the news about that, and also the mega deal, three-way between Chicago, Colorado,
three-ways,
and Carolina.
We ever part
they
of one?
always work out.
Was that you and Drury? Was that a three-way?
They always
It
work
was.
out.
There you go. See?
Yeah, Beijing and Reinprecht from Colorado. Yeah,
You know who's not going to work out for?
the Avs.
Well, I'm not sure about the Avs, but certainly the Blackhawks, who gave away Taylor Hall and ate $4+ million and only got their own third rounder back.
For a third rounder, it seems like.
Now, there's some conspiracy theories about it because, I mean, Hall alone, you'd hope you could get a third. That much money alone, you'd hope you'd get a third, maybe more. That's a lot of money you just ate. The two of them combined only getting a third. Well, here's the thing that's interesting. It being Chicago's own third rounder.
Oh, I see.
Opens them the door to do offer sheets. Whereas if you don't have your own picks, you cannot do any offer sheets that require a pick of that round.
So say the compensation is a first, second, and a third. Those have to be your own original
That's
picks.
a nice move then. I don't mind
Well,
that.
maybe. If they don't offer sheet anyone, it's very light.
They might get red.
If it allows you to go steal Evan Bouchard or something, okay, good work.
Yeah. So, I mean, the nuts and bolts of it,
How about Rantanen?
to Carolina, it's Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall. To Colorado, Marty Necas,
Jack Drury.
and Jack Drury, and Chicago gets the pick. So
Also, the Avs get a second and a fourth. It's not a huge deal, but it's 2 more picks that come out
Does
of
that
Carolina.
say Rantanen is only making 4.6?
Yes, because Chicago's retaining half.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry,
Rantanen's full salary is 9.25.
I was like, he's on that low.
Yeah.
And so listening to all the insiders and generally where I think everyone's arrived here is that when Leon Draisaitl signed for 14 plus this past summer, the market changed for what we would call top 5 forwards in the league.
fucking Leon.
Perfect. Same agency that represents Rantanen. Now, we know that Nathan MacKinnon's a great hockey player. He took a deal that was very friendly to the Colorado Avalanche not that long ago that pays him 12.6. They were like, look, you're going to make more than Connor. And he got all excited, but they didn't realize, like, yo, the cap's gone way up since Connor was signed. It's going to continue to go way up.
Isn't that always the case? Sorry, I'm not.
And so now you're looking at two summers from now, you have the ability to extend Makar. Rantanen's asking for Leon type money, and it didn't sound like they were going to budge going above MacKinnon's number, which is way under market. They said, we'll make you the highest paid winger, which would be Pasternak at 11.6. But it's like, no. Like, he is worth more than 12.5. He's a 50-goal Ox winger that can control games.
So do you agree with the Avs approach to this?
If you know you can't sign him, like, it doesn't work with our philosophy or our budget.
Okay, but the interpretation of the philosophy is that we're not going to pay more than MacKinnon, and is that the right approach? Like,
I don't.
I thought Razor, was it Razor that was here? Somebody, I'm sure it was Rob. And Colorado was in Buffalo, and Buffalo was up like 4-0. I can't remember what it was. And he said Makar and MacKinnon and Rantanen just decided to take the puck, and we never touched it. And they won the game. Yeah, like that's what they had in Colorado. Yeah, and again, maybe it's against Buffalo, but they do it. Last year against Winnipeg, you see them, Winnipeg did not touch the effing puck.
They just put teams in a rinse cycle.
So what I'm saying is, how in what world are you? Yes, it's a cap issue, but why are the Oilers and everyone else going to go about this? Bouchard's going to need money. McDavid needs money, and you're not going to keep the best players in the world on your team.
And this
what
is where it's
are
interesting.
You doing?
Yeah, and so I think you could make it work, but what it costs you elsewhere in the roster is what it isn't clear, because we don't know exactly where the cap's going.
Succeed.
We don't know exactly what Makar's going to make, but he's going to be the highest paid defenseman in the league by a mile.
And you have to sign him.
You have to keep him. And so let's say Makar comes out at 18, because that's where the market is in 3 cap years from now. Let's say it's 110 million. Okay. Like, we've already got this guy making that. They must have felt like we're just not going to be able to get this guy signed to what makes us comfy. I think what they should be comfy with is a higher number than what they offered. It sounded like they came in at about 11.75. He's worth more than that.
And MacKinnon basically said, because he was asked about the internal cap that you can't make.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care.
He's like, that's crazy.
Wow,
like, I don't know
I don't know what player
they didn't even offer to get him close to MacKinnon. You could have made him the same salary as
Okay, we'll
McKinnon.
give you the same thing as Nate.
So this clip here is MacKinnon the day after the trade is made. Now, granted, they lost the game after which he's taught. They won last night, so I mean they're going to be just fine. But this is the face of the franchise. This is Nate MacKinnon. He and Rantanen have been teammates for a long time.
Man,
He was
real
asked,
effing good together.
asked about
Cup
the
winners.
emotions he was feeling.
Just sad, obviously. I wish I could have talked about this, not right now, you know, obviously losing. I'm upset about the loss, but yeah, just a bigger picture, obviously losing Mikko, really great friend, 9 years, 10 years together, won a cup, obviously. It's just sad. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened. I know I called Mikko pretty shortly after. We talked close to 20 minutes, so, but yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate, obviously, losing a great friend, great teammate. Yeah, I'm going to miss him.
Now, they don't give him away for nothing. They get a guy that's well over a point per game, having a monster breakout year, and might be a center, but has continued to play on the wing this year. But you're not getting the best player in the deal. That's for damn sure.
You have a team and an identity and guys that are studs in the league, and they've won cups, and you're tinkering.
I don't know that this ends well for them.
I don't love it for them.
Unless you were sure you couldn't get him signed and we have to get as much as we can.
Why?
It's just how do you give away when a player like that wants to be there? How do you let him leave?
How do you? And what you're getting is Marty Necas, a guy who has been available in trade for a long time, and then stuck around, right? And then stuck around, and then had an unbelievable start to the season. How great is it that Carolina didn't trade this guy? Except they still traded him, despite having this monster start to the season.
Way more for him. Well played.
Like it's just so why even now were you willing to give up on Marty Necas? Oh, to get Mikko Rantanen, I suppose. But to me, it's just there's something about Necas in there that Carolina, they've been fine getting rid of.
They played it perfectly, Dean.
They've been fine
was
trading
low this
him.
summer. They weren't playing him in big minutes. They give him the big minutes. He shows up big time, and now you turn into what 4 or 5 times.
I'm not doubting that.
Played brilliantly.
I'm just saying what Colorado is getting. You're getting a player that there's been something.
There's baggage.
Just not quite right. And clearly you've taken a guy out of the room who's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
And who his teammates loved.
Yep. And buckle up, other teams with 3 superstars. See it in the NFL all the time. We love this guy. Can't. We already paying our quarterback 60. We're already paying this pass rusher 20.
How do other teams do it?
So to flip the script then. Okay, so we maybe don't like it for Colorado. What if Carolina doesn't sign Rantanen?
Well, this is the risk, right?
Right. So
if they win the cup, they don't care. If they don't win the cup and they lose Rantanen for nothing, that's 2 years in a row because they just lost.
They went to get
Gensel.
They got Gensel last year. It didn't work. If they get Rantanen and then you lose Necas, you got Taylor Hall, but I mean, whatever.
There's no way they don't have some idea of what this guy wants.
Right. But Dundon's never paid market rate. And not only is.
Then it's fine. Then Dundon has decided that we're willing to risk it and go for it. I'd make that trade. Like if Murray, hey, can we get Rantanen, Mr. Edwards? Yes. Sell the farm and bring him here, and we'll try. I know, but
I'm with you. And the context being that they've been in the Final Four, they've been winning playoff series. Like they've been so close to a cup and can't get over the hump. That is absolutely in your life cycle when you say, screw it. Nate just wasn't going to resign. We've already had some issues. Turn him into Rantanen. Maybe he loves it here. And maybe he proves to us he is worth the money he wants.
Yeah. And if not, we've still got Aho and Svechnikov and Jarvis, and we're going to be okay.
Stahl, Martinook, they got a bit of everything there.
That's a dicey trade for the Colorado.
It's a crazy trade. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, well, both the Avalanche gain cap space here. So now it's like, okay, what's the fallout? Can you find a 2C here? Is Necas that? Can you give yourself the dream that everyone has is, okay, does this open up enough room for Sidney Crosby to come to Colorado and play with MacKinnon? But I mean, we thought this was a blockbuster. That'd be the biggest trade since the Gretzky deal.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome. It would be
because in hindsight, if all those pieces fall in place, and then you're like, you go from like they blew it to like, whoa,
Brilliant.
galaxy brain.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's to set up an even bigger move.
Yeah.
And there's some that feel that's Deadline's long ways away. They got more to do.
With that said, well, I don't know. You're still losing Rantanen.
Rantanen's a hell of a player.
Like he's
And so now the thought is, okay, like Dundon's going to want to try to get a deal. Grind. He did it with a bloody Jack Adams winning coach that loves
but
the
if
market.
you're Rantanen and you're in Colorado and they're saying here's 11.5
Yeah.
and Dundon's grinding you at 13.
Well, maybe he's grinding at 13. Yeah, I think that's probably, you could make that work. But now the thought is, if you're Chicago, you've got all this pressure and Connor Bedard's got no one to play with.
Rantanen's the
Like
guy.
14, why not? Like, we're not paying anyone else. All
And
these
that-
other guys are bums.
Yeah, and that whole you can't pay anybody more than MacKinnon. If anybody's paid attention, there's one thing that matters to that guy, and it's fucking winning.
Yeah, and percentage
Well,
of the
and
cap.
he's
he
been
knows
salty
he's going
and
to get his
sour.
money eventually.
Like he's getting paid. He wants to win. He's now tasted it. He knows what it is.
He doesn't give a
He's
shit.
only ever cared about winning. He has been team first. Remember, I'm sick of losing. That
Anytime
was a
anyone,
few, right? It was
yeah.
however many years
We
ago.
haven't
We haven't
won
done
shit.
shit.
We haven't done
Yeah.
shit.
Then they go win the cup. You're like, I
Then you get
said
Cale
this guy's
McCarr,
wired.
and yeah, all right.
And like, it's just, I'm losing my train of thought here. I had something I really like there.
Anyway, just
It's
for
a hockey-
MacKinnon and the
it's the kind of stuff that's fun for us because it's like you can banter this about for days.
anytime you hear someone talk about internal cap, just tell them to write it down and go put it in the garbage, because the cap is different every single year. The percentage of the cap is apples to apples. That's like saying, I think you should make 25 cents because when my dad worked in a coal
Yeah.
mine, he made 25 cents an hour. Sorry, it's an internal cap. You're not a better miner than my dad
My
was.
dad
But
was
didn't he
awesome.
sign
My
that
dad-
contract
my
like
dad was-
50 years ago?
Hey, look, it's internal. That's our family cap on miners, and he's a Hall of Fame miner. So you're not making more than 25 cents in the mine. Like, the cap changes. Now, if you want to talk percentage of the cap with MacKinnon, you've got my attention.
What kind of player? I don't know. You played. I just can't imagine where it'd be.
There
Wait,
wouldn't.
he's making more than me?
They would be an odd
be a
player
few.
that's not a good teammate.
I think there'd probably be a few Yashin, Dag.
But like in that
Murray
scenario, when
types
it's a
that
guy
might
that
care a
you've
little
already,
about that.
like
I
you
don't
said,
know.
teammate for what, 9
You've-
years, did he say?
Listen, if MacKinnon's mad because Rantanen's
He's not.
making too much money, I would be stunned.
Oh, he's absolutely not.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, good, go ahead, because I will sign another contract.
It's a
and-
tool that teams use to try to get guys to take less. It has nothing to do with the room.
And it and you're right. It's the stupidest comment ever.
Mhm.
Like you're going to call an agent who deals in this business as a professional and
Yes.
understands it. Oh, we have an internal cap. Well, then trade him. You
Sid makes
mo-
8.7, so no one can make more than 8.7.
But that was the thing that we heard for a while, right?
Yeah, but you
It's just
hear
dumb.
it. It's
And it was the same thing here when they were having to sign Phaneuf or whoever else. Well, you can't make
Can't
more
make more
than
than
Iggy.
Jerome. No,
Jerome's
look,
making 7, so you can't.
if the
make more than
cap's flat or there is no cap, it's a thing.
but
with
it's a
the cap
percentage of
growing,
cap.
it's ignorant.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like it is a synthetically low cap right now because when they did the CPA, they said 5% raise every year. Revenue's been bigger than that. They are making less than they should because they agreed to a set cap with no escrow. When the CBA ends after next year, the cap will jump dramatically. They're negotiating whether they can layer that a bit with next year. You have to look at percentage of cap or you've missed the entire boat in this environment.
You know what sucks? We didn't get him. That's the
Not
kind-
yet. You got him this
that's
summer.
The kind of superstar.
Johnny gets him this summer.
So much cap space.
So much cap space.
We'll pay you more than Nathan MacKinnon,
Oh yeah.
but not more than Huberto because
Well, that's-
we have a Huberto cap.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.